What's happening? I am Big Brian. It's time to talk politics. Okay? It's time to talk politics. I'm just one little voice in the whole world. But I'm gonna give you, this is how I feel about presidents. Precedents with an S. First of all, a little about me. I'm a 100% American. I was born here. My parents were born here. My grandparents were born here. Okay? You don't get too much more American than me. I also got Native, I also got Indian in me. I got Native American in me also. So I'm a Native American. I got Native American blood on top of it. But anyway, so I just want to explain to you. I am an independent. Okay, I'm an independent. Um, I vote for who I think whoever is the right person. Now, having said that, let's let me go and you know what? Every time there's a president in office, I always pick the right one. Always. So, having said that, let me back up to, and I've seen a lot of presidents. Clinton, who was good, even though they want to talk about the Monica Lewinsky thing, but yeah, Clinton. I like Clinton. I like Reagan because I was working and I had some good jobs. When Reagan was president, I had a good job. When Clinton was president, I had a good job. Uh, and I'm going to jump up to Obama. Now, when Obama got elected, he was fresh. He was new. He had that Martin Luther King thing. He had that Malcolm X, Martin Luther King combined thing going. And he kind of represent. He's kind of like me, but Obama had a little bit of everything. You know, he had the white mother and the African father, and he kind of represented America. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that when Obama won, America was saying, you know what, we're gonna show you that we're not racist. We're gonna vote this black man, and they did, and I was proud of America. Everybody, I mean, it was black and white people voted for Obama. Okay, and that was great. And then he got Bin Laden because remember, Bin Laden started 9/11 when George Bush was in office, and Bush had that war going on for 10 years, but he didn't get Bin Laden. Obama's second term, they got Bin Laden. My bad. Obama's first term, when Obama came in, his first term, he got Bin Laden. So I said, oh yeah, Obama will win second term, and he did. So he did 2 terms as president, and life was good. Once again, I had a good job, no problem. Now, but now right after Obama won, America, like I said, I know America well, okay, because I'm American. And I got black and white friends. Trust me, I got black and white friends. But most people I work with have been white. So I know how America thinks. And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna, so this so after Obama did his 8 years, right? Here come Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump came up, and I said to myself, I could see the shift. It's always a shift, and the shift started right there. Now, like I say, I I felt the shift because, like I say, a lot of my friends were white. My best friend, I love him to death. Rest in peace, Vern, and his people. I listen, and after Obama, like I said, after Obama won, people was ready. They was tired of they was ready for a strong. We had a black president, well now we want a strong white president. Okay? A white male. Bam, here comes Donald Trump. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Donald Trump was talking that talk. Perfect timing. It was with Hillary and Trump. My friend Vern, like I say, I used to ride around with Vern all day, and what did Vern listen to all day was what's his name? The radio station. I can't think of his name. The Republican radio station. Rush Limbaugh. All day. That's all we listen to. Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. Obama. and and Kumbaya. Yeah. And I with my buddy Vern and we laughed. But me and Vern tight. But I said, yeah, I see the change. Donald Trump came at the right time. They wanted a strong white male. And Donald Trump was perfect. And he was talking to the blue collar males, the gun toting, the real males, real white males. Donald Trump came up at the right time. And see, the liberal side didn't see it. CNN, Hillary Clinton, she's going to win. And because a matter of fact, I told one of my co-workers at the time, and you guys anybody know me, I said, Donald Trump gonna win the president, and of course they lay, oh, Brian, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. So I'm telling you, Donald Trump gonna win. Because see, they wasn't paying attention. I was. I'm listening and I'm seeing. And I said, yeah. I said, everybody, the people who ain't informed think Hillary gonna win. But Donald Trump gonna win. Because it was time. First of all, America still wasn't ready for a woman president. And Donald Trump was, like I say, he came at the right time. Strong, white male. Kept it real. Didn't bite his tongue. Spoke to the people. Wasn't into politics at all. Perfect. The blue collar, he was for the blue collar people. The people who, keep it real. So anyway, well, Donald Trump won. Of course, my buddy got mad at me. I said, I told you he wanted to bet me. So I ain't gonna bet you, but I'm telling you, Donald Trump gonna win. Donald Trump won. And first presidency, Donald Trump did good. And I voted for Donald Trump. Forgot to say that. I voted for Donald Trump first time. Okay. And he did good. Now here was the problem with Donald Trump the first time. But Donald Trump gave us, I remember when they were talking about stimulus checks. And I was like, man, Donald Trump, something like, and I'm tell you what, I was one of the first person, I got my first stimulus. I was like, holy shit, I got a stimulus check. Way to go, Donald Trump. Matter of fact, I got two. My girlfriend, she got one. So we got two. She got one, I got one. Man, we was living it up. And then, then COVID came out. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't talk about this. Donald Trump was one of the first people to get the COVID shot. He got the COVID shot. And that's why I got mine. Because at first I was scared, like most people. I didn't want to get that shot. I'm like, man, I don't want that damn shot. I don't know what the hell's in it. But Donald Trump got it. People don't talk about that. Let's give credit what credit's due now. Donald Trump was one of the first people to get the shot. He got the vaccination. So I said, you know what? It was good enough for him, it was good enough for me. So I got mine. Well, anyway, back to the presidential. So Donald Trump won. Now, what messed Donald Trump up? First presidency, what messed him up? Donald Trump would have done good. But he was on Twitter too much. Remember, he was tweeting, and that's what everybody can say. Man, if Donald Trump just keep his mouth shut and just do his job, why you got to tweet? And every time he tweeted something, Democrats was all over it. Oh, he said this. It's watching. But that's what got Donald Trump in trouble when he was president the first time. He was tweeting too much. He was talking too much. Other than that, I didn't have a problem with Donald Trump. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Okay. But everybody was saying that if he just keep his mouth shut and stop tweeting, he got it made. Just come to work. Okay. Second presidency. I voted for Donald Trump again. I did. But but Biden won. Biden won. Why did Biden win? I'm gonna tell you why Biden won. Because Donald Trump told people to not mail your votes in. That's why he lost the second presidency. If he'd have kept it, once again, he was talking to him. If he'd have kept his mouth shut, if he would have said just vote, he would have won second presidency. That's why, and the Democrats was pushing hard, vote, mail your votes in, and that's why he lost that second election. No, I don't believe it was rigged. We got the best stuff in America. That's that street con shit that Donald Trump's pulling. If I lose, they cheated. But too many people said, like I told somebody, I said, have you ever been to the voting place? They got people, it's like going to the casino. They got people watching people that's watching people that's watching people, okay? Both sides. They got Democrat, Republican on each side. And they watching people, and they got people watching them. And everybody said, he got sued over that for saying that the election was rigged. He got sued millions of dollars over that. So, no, the election wasn't rigged. He lost. But he lost because he should have never said to mail your vote in. I voted the second time. I mailed my vote in for him. Yeah, I did. But that's why he lost, because people listening to him doing, we live in a social media world now. And all the people was like, oh, I'm not mailing my vote in. I'm going to vote. And see, that got them in trouble, because you got people, all the Democrats, you got people living in the country, in the woods, here, there. They was mailing their votes in, and Donald Trump talked himself. He talked himself out of winning the second time. If he would have said, everybody just vote by any means necessary, he would have won. But he talked himself out of it. That's why he lost the second one. He wanted everybody to go in person, and that got him in trouble. That's why in the beginning it looked like he had a lead, but once the Democrats started counting all the mail-in votes, passed him. Okay, so let's get to Donald Trump now. Let's get to right here. Okay, third time, I voted for Donald Trump again, 3 times. And we got to break this down. Here's the deal. Okay, why, and it ain't just me, why did most people vote for Donald Trump? Most people voted for Donald Trump because the number one reason was immigration. This is why Democrats lost. The number one reason of all things, because people was on YouTube and social media talking about, look, immigrants are taking over this apartment building in Colorado, and they're taking over this town in Ohio, and the gang members were saying, man, they coming here and taking over neighborhoods. That's the main reason why people voted for Donald Trump. The main reason was immigration, and the Democrats ain't say one word, and they ain't say one word. And when Donald Trump got up and he talked about it, it's millions of people coming in here, bad people, gangsters, cartel people coming in, and the Democrats didn't say one word. When they asked, what's her name, Kamala Harris. Remember the interview with the guy from NBC? Can't think of his name right now. And he goes, and he just won some award too. Anyway, he goes, you haven't been to the border, and and Kamala Harris goes, and I haven't been to England. I haven't been to England either. Exactly. So what's your point? Yeah, Lester. His name was Lester something. Anyway, yeah, that commercial. That was classic. He goes, you haven't been to the border. She goes, and I haven't been to England either. What's your point? That was the point. You haven't been to the border. But that's why, over everything, that was the main reason. Once again, I got white friends, I got white girlfriends, male friends, and that's all they talked about was the damn immigrants. When I see them, I'm gonna say, go back to your country. Yeah. And the Democrats didn't do one thing. They let all these people come over here, all these immigrants. That's why that was the main reason why people voted for Donald Trump. Right there, the immigration problem. Because let's face it, we Americans did not want all these immigrants coming over here to America, turning our country into a third world country. And the second reason was the cost of living was high at the time. Yeah. But that's the main reason why almost everybody voted for Donald Trump. The main reason was immigration. Okay, so now, and other reason why Americans didn't vote for Kamala Harris, because number one, nobody really knew who she was. One time they was trying to pass off as being black. Blacks was like, that lady ain't black. So she ain't black, she Indian. Okay. And that was the other reason why blacks ain't vote for Kamala Harris. Because it's like it looked fake. It's like, oh, they trying to pass and then one time they were trying to pass wherever she went, she was like a chameleon. You know, if she's talking to Latinos, she's dancing trying to act like she's Spanish. You know, and in the black neighborhood, oh, I cook collard greens, and people just saw right through that shit. Like, this lady ain't black. And then she come to find out she got an Indian mother, and I guess her dad from Jamaican, and that's why they didn't vote for her. Okay, because it didn't seem genuine. Therefore, almost everybody voted for Donald Trump. Now, so here we are where we are right now. So everybody vote for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is gonna get this immigration thing right, and he did. He came in, boots on the ground, running. Tom Homan, we're coming after you, and we sending you back wherever you came from. The border czar, and they did, and they went after. They started getting people out here left and right. It's, you know, I'm watching the film. You just see miles and miles of people heading back across the border. I'm like, man, look at all these people, man. And everybody is still okay with that. Here's where the problem lies with Donald Trump. You brought in Elon Musk, and we're like, I ain't vote for this Musk-a-father. I ain't vote for Elon Musk. What the hell is he doing? And then they got this Doge team, just tearing shit up. Chainsaw, got his chainsaw. Cutting up shit, firing people left and right. Talking about, and then what really broke the straw that really broke the camel's back is when you start talking about messing with Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. That was it. That was the straw that went. Because first of all, nobody voted for Elon Musk. Same with Kamala Harris. Nobody voted for you, Elon Musk. Okay, and Donald Trump has turned you loose. And now this is where we at now. That's why people turning on Donald Trump. Because Elon Musk bought his way in, Elon Musk gave you, I don't know how much money, I'm hearing $260 million. And he's running the White House and nobody voted for him. Okay. Donald Trump, then you got all this tariff stuff going on, which look like you doing inside trading. Cause 1 minute you're pausing and then unpausing. Elon Musk says Navarro is as dumb as a bunch of bricks. That's your whoever. That's your money guy, the guy that does the stocks and all that. Elon Musk said he's just dumb, him and his brother. So all of a sudden you pause it again. So yeah, so now you're getting the backlash. You're getting the backlash, and then you find, and then you got rid of the DI program, and then you bring the little guy from Ukraine, Zelensky, and treat him like shit, telling him that they started a war in Russia, which he didn't. Putin is the asshole. Kissing Putin's ass. I love Putin. And Zelensky is the bad guy, which is all flipped over, all upside down, backwards. this little, and then y'all harass the hell out of him because he ain't had no suit on. The man literally has to fight every day to come out from wherever he's at. And you got your goons back there. Why you ain't got no suit on? Cause motherfucker, I'm fighting a war while you playing golf and riding around in your Elon Musk Tesla truck. Right? That's why I ain't got no suit on. Of course, today you had the guy from you getting people off the street who ain't got no, and we do got a problem with that. The guy from Maryland who ain't got no criminal record, pick him up and send him over there to Venezuela, wherever this place is, where that bad prison is, and you bring him to the White House. He ain't have no suit on today. Y'all ain't mess with him. He came in there dressed exactly how Zelensky was dressed. But you was kissing his hand. Come on in. But yeah, but here's where we at though. And now, once again, the shift is changing. And you're trying to be a dictator. You want to be a king. You talking about running for a third term. And like Al Green, I like that guy, Senator Al Green said, you might not even finish this term because you're doing some crazy stuff, man. I hate to say it. And you looking and now you the same age as Biden was, and you kind of acting like you see now. You're doing the tariffs and some of the racist stuff. Like you fired the Secretary of Defense. It was Lloyd Benson. Dude was a 4-star general. That a real military guy. You fire him and bring in Pete. What's his name? Hegseth, the asshole who was a weekend. You fired a 4-star general. This man's whole life was military. You fired him and bring in Pete Hegseth, the guy that goes, "Oh, I ain't washed my hands in 10 years." Ain't got no military. Yeah, what was he? He was like a weekend warrior soldier. Asshole. And then what he do? What he do? They texting. They sending war plans on a commercial app where anybody can get it, and they accidentally sent it to that one guy who got the newspaper. Complete war plans. Classified, which should be classified information. You know it, I know it, the whole world know it. And he's like, oh, That was no war plan. We didn't do any classified information it's laid out. At such and such a time we will do this. At such and such a time we're doing that and blah. Yeah. The same guy that got a drinking problem. So this is where we at with you, Donald Trump. You want to be king. And people revolting. Look at the crowds, man. You got my man Bernie Sanders fighting the oligarchy. You see the crowds, like 30,000 people. And the Republicans now won't even do town halls because everybody's pissed off. You mess with Medicare and Social Security, which, by the way, I went to the Social Security website the other day, and they did change some shit. They got information missing. Yeah. They got information missing. I call them the douche. The Doge boys. And here's the thing. It was not that the Social Security been around for 90 years and never missed a payment. And you want to say you got some 109-year-old people, millions of 100 and 200-year-old people, which is ridiculous, which is ludicrous, which is asinine. It's retarded. Ain't nobody there's no millions of 109-year-old people collecting Social Security. And damn sure ain't no 200-year, millions. Like my one boss used to always say, if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. And there was nothing wrong with Social Security. Nothing. Not to mention, you're talking about people, money being wasted. What about the people who don't collect? It's people who don't even collect Social Security. Because everybody that work contributes to it. And look at all the people that die that don't even collect it. So that's money. That's money that the American people should have. The people who make it to retirement. This ain't government money. This money comes from regular people. Okay? How many people talk about that? How many people have contributed to Social Security and never collected? Like I got friends that made it to their 60s and died, never even collected. Okay? So anyway, I'm done. This is why the people are now revolting against you. Because you got people like Elon Musk saying Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, the richest man in the world, who don't have a clue what this asinine. Ain't no Ponzi scheme. This is real people putting money in, and when they retire, they're getting their money that they're entitled to from working. That's not a Ponzi scheme. And then you got the other little Jewish asshole, and like I said in my other video, assholes come in every race. You got black assholes, white, right, Indian, Chinese assholes. You got a Jewish assholes, another billionaire who's saying, all you got to do, my 90-some-year-old mother-in-law, if she didn't get her statement, you know what? She wouldn't even say nothing. She wouldn't say nothing. But all you got to do is don't give a person their Social Security check. The person who's living month to month, week to week, the person who's only getting like $1,500 a month, the person who needs that money to pay their heat or their rent, right? We're talking about this person. If that person don't get their check and they say something, they're a fraudster. That Jewish guy, that Jewish, he's an asshole. Okay? Like I say, you got the wealthiest man saying, oh, my mother-in-law. Of course not, because you're a billionaire, you dumbass. You're a billionaire. If your mother-in-law get her check, of course not. She probably, here you go, you can give her $1,000. It's like nothing. So anyway, this is where the revolt is coming from. People have turned on you now because you messed it up. You had it made, and you only doing this terror shit because you owe You owe so many people money, like Putin, your gangster buddy. Putin's been giving you money for years. This is a way for you to get this tariff shit is a way for you to give these people a chance to get their money back by stopping and freezing and unfreezing and doing this tariff stuff. You're using that to make money so you can pay back your billionaire friends that loaned you so much money because all the stuff you did, you've had many businesses that's flopped. 5, 6 bankruptcies. So now you got your chance to do the tariff stuff to help pay your billionaire friends back, and you want your billionaire friends to run America, but it ain't gonna happen because we got it's a billion people. It's only so many billionaires. It's only so many billionaires and tycoons. But you're looking at millions of people that's revolting against you now, to the point where you guys want to do a town hall meeting. Okay, I'm done, guys. Donald Trump, you messed up your own legacy. You could have gone down if you, like I said, if you'd have kept it like you did the first term, you would have been okay. But now you don't went into the twilight zone. Okay, I'm done. I want to sum it up. Went to the twilight zone. Elon Musk, everybody hate him. Okay, nobody voted for him. He's a Nazi. He's from South Africa. He ain't even American. You want to talk about sending people back to their country? Start with him. Send his ass back. South African. Okay, his father was a racist. Donald Trump, your father was a racist, and you guys are going back to your racist ways. But I ain't even trying to get into that. But these are facts. These are facts. Your father wouldn't even rent to black people back in the day till they made it. They had to make him. They had to make him when he was a slumlord. I'm done. These are my opinions. Like it or not, it is what it is. And I respect everybody's opinion. That's what politics is about. But my man Senator Al Green's going for impeachment again, Donald Trump, because you're not treating people right. You're not treating Americans right. You're in it for yourself. But once again, like I said, these are my opinions. It is what it is. Have a good day.